our contact information in the chat. And again, I'll just announce this. We got a lot more people on here. Kipco TV airs every Thursday at 4 p.m. with our celebrity bartender. We talk about what's going on in the interior and architecture community in Houston. We talk a little bit about products, and we hope you'll join us. You can watch us on YouTube at Kipco TV. Trish, from cold, wintry Pennsylvania, 23 inches of snow, take it away.
Thanks, Kip. It's great to be with you guys. Love talking to all of y'all. And, I miss seeing everyone in person, but it's so nice to start out a cold winter morning, just seeing everyone's face and again to talk to you. Thanks for joining Kip and I and letting us show you some of the new things that CS has recently brought out. And we're looking forward to continuing to be innovative into many years to come, but we do have some exciting new stuff already on the docket for here early in 2021 as well. So I work with our interiors group. So in particular, I work with Acrovan wall protection, our Acrovan wall panels, Acrovan doors, and our cubicle curtains and tracks. So one of the things that Kip and I really wanted to show you all is what we call our Now product. And our Saratoga wall system has really been around for quite a while. But what we've done is we've actually sort of reintroduced it and done a little different branding, marketing look for it. So the Saratoga wall system is a series of different trims in different shapes and different sizes that you can combine together to really create a very specific look. You can create the look there that we have on the right, which is similar to a traditional wainscot look that we see a lot in like an old courthouse. We find these in senior living areas. But the difference being is that instead of being a traditional wood that over time gets nicked and dented and needs to be constantly repainted, this is actually made of our same durable Acrovan. So it really can take a substantial amount of impact. It's going to keep the building looking great and crisp and clean for a long period of time. So it's just a fun product because you can really do a lot of different looks with it. That image there that we see on the right, on the left, is a corporate meeting room. So again, over time, those chairs kind of scuff against those walls and you have that chair line running down, and maybe you want to do something that's not a traditional crash rail, that's a little more fun. This can give you that design option. Here we see the Saratoga system used as a feature wall. So one of the, again, nice things with using this system is that you can really use a step down concept. So there's varied thicknesses and varied depths with the horizontals and the vertical components. And it really can be used to create a depth and shadow that you can't get just from using flat trims alone. It's also very easy to install, and it allows the cuts to be used in the field for those square miter edges. So again, you can really create a very finished look to all the multiple components. This is a photo of a project that we did here in Pennsylvania at a cafe where we actually combined our Saratoga system, which we see here mostly on the right. That white area is the Saratoga. And then we also added in some of our tapestry collection, which we're going to talk about a little further. But you'll see in that environment, again, chairs are rubbing on the walls. It's a way to give it a very clean look and make sure that it's also very easy to wipe down, easy to maintain with a really neat product. Kip, I'm going to give you a little bit of a preemptive here. Can you talk about this next slide for us?
I would love to, Trish, and it's also an advertisement for a friend. This is Alan, the bearded baker Texan who appeared on one of the national baking competitions, has opened in the Heights during COVID, actually a couple weeks ago, called the Bearded Baker. And this is the Saratoga product in his restaurant / bakery, Cookies. And if you haven't tried them, please check them out. He's on 11th Street, Bearded Baker And again, you can order online, but I think it's spectacular. It's not just for healthcare anymore, Trish.
It's really applicable in so many places. The one thing I do want to show y'all as specifiers and as folks who kind of come up with the design, the one thing that to be mindful of when utilizing the Saratoga system is that your vertical styles, you want to make sure that they're one step down in thickness from your wainscot and your base trim. And the reason being, as you can see here, if they're the same thickness, when they're installed, you're going to be able to see that top unfinished edge. Whereas if it's just one step down, it slides underneath there and it really hides that step down as well. So you can create a more finished look just by making sure that your verticals are stepped down one thickness so they can sit underneath there. Now we're going to talk about our what's new.
I'm grabbing props, Trish.
I was going to say, Vanna. For those of you who maybe haven't heard, we are so excited about our tapestry collection. And we just rolled tapestry out at the beginning of this year. Essentially what we've done with tapestry is that we've managed to combine an actual live fabric with our Acrovan wall protection. So we started with 4 different artisan textiles. And the reason we chose the 4 fabrics that we did is so that they could really combine and be inspiring with many textures that are already in a lot of spaces. Tapestry works with our current system of handrails, crash rails, corner guards, and it really weaves together the entire solution. What it does is it lets us add a higher end aesthetic to a space because it does combine a live textile fabric. So the way that this is made is we take our clear Acrovan and then we actually hand lay the fabric. We have a very thin layer of color and then an opaque backer. Now, when this is fused together, it really does become a very homogeneous product. So as you see there with Kip showing those, this is not something that's going to delaminate. It's not going to peel. You're not going to be able to separate the fabric. It becomes now one product that incorporates fabric and the durability of wall protection. The other beauty of this product is if you really have a focal space, an area you want to make that statement and that design pop, but you still want to be able to wipe it down, clean it over time. This is going to solve that problem. Whereas a traditional fabric can only be cleaned to such a level, the tapestry is going to be able to have the same antifungal, antibacterial qualities that the Acrovan has. It's also going to be scratch resistant, stain resistant. It really brings together multiple levels of design. So again, you can use this in conjunction with our Saratoga system that we just saw. In this example here, it really was used to be part of a feature wall in an entry area. Again, we have multiple people coming in and out of these areas, need to keep it clean, need to have that same durability, but we really wanted to make that stand out. So by combining the Saratoga and the tapestry, it creates a whole different feel and look to the area. Tapestry, again, we have 4 different fabrics. Each of the fabrics comes in 16 standard colors. So the colors were designed to be very mindful of coordinating with and partnering with our solid colors as well as our wood grains. The idea isn't necessarily that they're matchy-matchy, but more so that they play well with the overall palette. So you can really mix and match and combine. We have here on the left our thatched, which thatched is the most subtle of the weaves. The next one over there, we see coastal, again, inspired by nature, mindful of an ocean wave, perhaps. The next one over there, we see dunes, glistening rifts of sand, again, perhaps on a beach, in a desert. It really just gives you that flow of a natural product. And on the right there, we have groves. And our groves is the hardiest of the fabrics. And it's really mindful of maybe a field of blowing grass or a field of wheat. But again, different fabric choices to really combine for a multitude of overall combinations. I'm just going to show a real short video here. So as you can tell from the video, and when you see them in person, it's even easier to notice that you can tell that they're very similar. You know, every sheet is going to be utilizing the same material, but just like you have the natural variance with a fabric, that comes through with the tapestry. So it gives it a different feel than just a two-dimensional printed sheet. Now, where do we see tapestry being used? One thing I would say is that tapestry, while it could be used down an entire hallway, similar to a standard Acrovan or our Acrovan by Design, we really envision this more being used as part of a focal wall, part of a statement piece, combining in with again, our solids and our wood grain colors. Not limited to just the healthcare market, as Kip was saying earlier. This is something that you can really bring into lobbies, public spaces, offices, just a variety of places where you really want to have the wall protection qualities, but you need a little different aesthetic.
Trish, I'm going to stop you real fast. I do want to, since Doug joined us, hi Doug, I do want to just say, he may remember this when we have meetings in the past, it's like you're limited to just a few colors of Acrovan. And I just want to point out now it's elevated, still provides wall protection, but does give you that wall covering feel that a lot of the architects and designers that are on today have always asked for.
Thank you, Kip. And that's what led us to develop the tapestry product, is from listening to what the design community was asking us for. And so by paying attention and by really working to acclimate with that, that's how tapestry came about. Tapestry can be used with our wall panels, both our adhesive wall panels, our French cleat wall panel system, and our very unique SureSnap system. I am sure that all of you on this call are familiar with our SureSnap. Kip and I both are big advocates. We love the SureSnap wall panel. It provides something that other panels cannot. If there's anyone who wants to dive further into wall panels, don't hesitate to reach out to Kip and I, because we could do a whole thing on wall panels themselves. But in this example that we see here, again, the tapestry was utilized with our wall panels with the thin trim, and we combined it with our solid 949 white. And that black reveal that you see there is really just a painted strip behind there. So again, you can bring in multiple levels of depth and dimension and really change the feel of a space to be very customizable to whatever your design vision is.
And I just want to point out, Trish, before we go on, that you can, with those panel systems, if you did want to ever change them out for different occasions, put graphics up there, they simply just snap off the wall and you snap on a new one. You don't have to bring in a mill worker to make the change. A facility can do it themselves.
Great options. So the tapestry material is the 040 thickness only at this time. So it's an 040 thickness. Again, it will partner right up to our standard materials that are the 040 thickness as well. The sheets are a 4x8 sheet size, and they are 100% PVC, just like the Acrovan products you've come to know and love. One of the other things that we did when we launched the tapestry was we really looked at and revitalized our aluminum trims. So many of you are familiar that we had our radius trim option, but we did redesign those a little, bring those in a little tighter. And we also introduced our flat trims. One of the neat things with having the two different trim options is you're not limited to just one profile or the other. Let's say that I really like the look of the flat vertical trim, but I like the radius inside corner. You can use them together. You can use them in conjunction with each other. You can mix and match the components that you really like from each one specifically. And for me, one of the most exciting parts was that not only did we have two different profiles, but we introduced color options. So the clear anodized is our standard color, but now we also offer 7 other colors that you can utilize. These colors, when used, especially like with our tapestry, some of those blues and greens pair up so beautifully with these bronzes and these different colors that instead of just being a functional element, the trim now can really become part of, again, the overall design picture. It just has added so many different options and so many different choices and layers of design. Here we have just a couple palette inspirations that we've done. I will tell you that we've, again, been very mindful of our colors. We've actually gone through and partnered our choices, our selections with Benjamin Moore Colors as well. These are available on our website, different palette options. So if you do have a project and you really want to see if there's something that kind of already meets that vision, that you can just use those colors instead of having to rethink them. Again, they're on our website, or Kip and I can send them to you at any point in time. Kip, is there anything you want to add on tapestry?
I do want to do a couple door prizes, and to make it fair, we're going to use the chat function for the answers. So in the chat function, if you can answer the name of the cafe on the 11th Street that used one of our new products in the chat, you'll win some prizes, including a gift card to that location. And we have some winners. Thank you. Oh, we have a bunch. Stephanie, Maria, Rutu, good job. My second door prize question is if you can name any one of the 2 new products, the now or the new product that Trish has spoken about in the chat function, you'll win another door prize. Oh, tapestry. Thank you, Maria. Good job. Somebody's paying attention, Trish.
I love it. You guys are so fun and interactive. Thanks, everyone.
Good job. Go ahead, Trish.
So now moving on, we're going to talk about 2 more products that, again, very recently released. And the first of these is our Select Fabric. So we manufacture our own curtains. Kip, where do we manufacture those?
Texas, y'all. So if you do place an order for any of our not upholstery, sorry, our fabrics, they do come out of Texas, finished and ready to install. I do want to share, a couple people on here probably are not from the healthcare side, but privacy curtains have taken a big role, especially in acoustics and for mothers' rooms, yoga rooms, meditation rooms in corporate settings. K through 12, obviously I saw Rutu on here, uses it in their health areas. So this is a big new step for CS, and I'm so proud. Trish, take it away.
So with the Select Fabrics, these are 4 fabrics that we designed here at CS with our team. And each of the 4 fabrics come in 6 colorways. Now, again, chosen to be very inspired by nature, to create a very calm and soothing palette. And again, mindful of coordinating with our solid colors and our wood grains. So again, not necessarily matchy-matchy, but really just plays well as part of the overall solution and the overall system. Like Kip was saying, these are becoming more prevalent in the education market, mothers' rooms. Again, if we can create an environment that doesn't feel so institutional by bringing in these different design elements, it really can make a big difference as well. So our Select fabrics are NFPA 701 tested. These do meet the fire flame spread test. We have all that documentation available on our website as well. And we do have available an antimicrobial treatment. So Nanotexon BioAm is a permanent finish that actually protects the fabrics against microbes such as MRSA. It can help to prevent mildew and bacteria, and it can really also aid in the spill and stain resistance of the curtain long term. So those are some options there. And one of the things that is upcoming for CS is a coordinating disposable. So again, disposables traditionally were very institutional, very blue, very green. You all know the ones I'm talking about, with very limited designs. So here,
Trish, I'm going to jump in here. I was on the phone yesterday with someone that's leading the COVID clinic for Memorial Hermann System, and she was saying since they've gone from 100 patients last week to 500 here in Houston just in a week, that disposables have become a big addition to what they're looking for.
yeah, and it's again the having the option to have multiple products available for each specific space is really important as well. So we also offer a Hush acoustical curtain.
Hush curtain is an acoustic privacy panel. It's the simplest way to put it. So what it does is it adds a ton of absorption to an area, which makes everything much calmer, much quieter, where otherwise there really isn't a lot of absorption, like a EV, for instance, or a PACU, where everything's really reverberant. So what you have is just a regular privacy curtain. It looks exactly the same, made out of the same material. But what we've done is integrate these vertical pockets or these channels in the curtain itself. And all it is acoustical polyester. We wrap it in a fire-rated polyethylene just so that it can be wiped clean, but it's essentially a big acoustic baffle, and it's the same kind of thing that you would put in a large gymnasium or a pool, for instance, to add absorption to a really reverberant, echoey space. But it hangs on regular cubicle curtain tracks. It moves the same along the track, so it gives you the same visual privacy as a regular cubicle curtain while introducing a ton of absorption into a space.
Oops. Sorry, I got a little click happy there, y'all. So Hush is a very unique product in that it is a patent design that incorporates baffles to the cubicle curtain. So what this does is it actually will slow the reflective velocity within a space, and it helps to knock down and to absorb sound. So it really can change the environment. It provides both functional and aesthetic qualities because, again, this can be utilized with any fabric, including our new select fabrics, and we can incorporate the Hush unique design into that as well. So as we know, one of the big benefits for acoustics is that it can help with the noise reduction coefficient. Now, a NRC or a noise reduction coefficient of 0.80 or above is considered to be very good sound absorption. The Hush curtain has tested at 0.95. So you can tell that it really does absorb a great deal of sound. For those facilities that are utilizing those in a healthcare environment, this can also assist with HCAP scores. And it's important to note that the Hush curtain is also HIPAA compliant. Now, while we talked, again, the Hush curtain can be used in any part of the healthcare setting, but there are certain areas that do lend itself better or more priority wise to the Hush curtain. Take, for example, a noisy emergency room. So when you think of an emergency department, you have a large shared space where you have multiple bays of people. You have a lot of machines, you have a lot of people talking, you have noises. If we can help to reduce some of that noise, not only does it help eliminate the patient's anxiety, but it really can help with the communication between the healthcare staff and the patient. The other thing that Hush curtain does have is we have a clean in place option. So it is a vinyl coated, if you will, curtain. Those can hang and simply be sprayed down and wiped clean with whatever sanitizing and cleaning solution the facility is using. So if you have, again, say an emergency department where you have multiple people coming and going and we need to keep that area very clean and sanitized, there are options there as well. These are also great for a pre-op and post-op area. Again, you have multiple people generally in those areas where you have a larger scope of bays. And if we can help to keep those conversations more able to be heard, when you're coming into or out of sedation, you sometimes can really not know what the provider, the healthcare provider, is telling you. If we can help to focus that sound, it really can make a difference. One thing too that I will say is we're seeing this come up more as in the design area, design of new facilities. With the advent of the healthcare crisis that's going on now, folks are looking for ways to create spaces that maybe right now this is a one-person space, but in the event that we need to divide that and make it a space that can accommodate multiple patients in the future, how can we do that? And Hush is one option that's being used. Because you can simply add that curtain, pull that divider, you've now made that a very calm space, a very private space, without adding additional construction costs, additional hard costs. As Kip and I were talking earlier, areas that you also see this are cosmetic surgery centers, also dialysis centers, nursing mothers' rooms, places where you really want to have that calming environment. This can help pull those in. Kip, is there anything you wanted to add on that one before I move on?
I want to share some of the questions. One of the questions is, when the Hush curtain is stacked back, what is the width of the curtain when it's stacked against the wall?
I'll tell you what, I don't have the exact dimension, but I will get that and I will email that over to you, Kip.
I have it. It's 6 inches. So it's 6 inches wide, and it folds like an accordion. Yes. So that it does stack back nicely, similar to a traditional curtain.
Thank you, Kip. I didn't know it was 6 inches. I knew that it stacked back. Thank you. Do we have any other questions?
I think so. Yep. That was the second question, matched the first. So I think we're good. If you'll go on, that'll be great. I am going to ask one quick question for the chat function for another door prize. If you will name the type of curtain that Trish is currently speaking of, put it in the chat function. Need to set to everyone. She's repeated it a couple times. There it is. Maria got it. Man, Alyssa, Maria, good job, everybody.
Thank you. Trish. Well, in concluding, that really brings us to the end of our set presentation here. I do want to tell you that next year we are launching some new solid colors of Acrovin as well. We will see some of our current solid colors that will be removed from our line, but we have some great new colors that we're excited to start rolling out and sharing with you all as well. We also have a metallic version of our Acrovin by Design, which is going to be coming out here in 2021. Yay, Kip is excited.
Well, I will say, Trish, I already have the metallic samples in my office. So if you want to see metallic graphics similar to the one I have on the wall behind me, this is does say Houston in graphics by Gonzo. We can do that in metallic now.
Yes. So if you have any questions and you all would like to have samples of any of the products that we've talked about today, or if you find that you have questions and want more information, please let us know. We're happy to talk to y'all anytime. And one more time, let me just say, love Kipco TV. It is so much fun, and you guys do such a great job. It's so engaging. If anyone out there hasn't had an opportunity to see it, please stop in today and join Kip and Sushi. And for those of you that watch it weekly, I'm a fan as well.
Thank you, Trish. I do appreciate it. Kipco TV airs Thursday at 4 p.m. YouTube or Facebook. You can find us there, Kipco TV or the Kipco and CS Gulf Coast. We have this recorded. We will be posting this video on YouTube if you do want to share it with anybody else in your office or reference back. There's a couple firms that are online with us that do.